Good evening and a very warm welcome back to the channel. So in tonight's video I want to talk to you about a camera issue that I fixed and a little issue I had with the bike on the test ride that the dealers fixed for me. Sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Okay guys, so a nice little sedate ride after work. The bike has now done 196 miles and is going to be going into the dealer next week to have the first service, so I can open her up just a little bit more. So when I collected the bike, you'd have noticed that the screen was flickering. I've messed around with the settings on the Insta360 and hopefully now there should be no screen flicker. I don't know about you guys, but I hate watching videos where that's the case, so apologies about that in the collection video, but hopefully that is now sorted. The camera aficionados amongst you, I'm filming with the Insta360 1RS. There's an anti-flicker mode on there, sorry. I put it on auto, there was flicker. I put it on 50 Hz, there was flicker. I put it on 60 Hz, there was flicker. Why is it still flickering? So what I've done instead is I've changed the shutter speed from 30 to 50, and that appears to have solved my problem. If it hasn't, this video will never see the light of day. If it has, and you're filming for YouTube or just filming for your own pleasure, that is how to solve the problem. So I mentioned in the intro a little issue I had with the bike, not really an issue, but just something that I noticed on the test ride that was a little bit of a problem for me, and that was the handlebars. So because I'm only 5'7½", a little bit short in the arm, I did feel as though they were a little bit too far away, and my arms were pretty much locked out in front of me, and I didn't find the bike particularly comfortable in terms of the arm position, in terms of the seating position, the leg bend, all of that kind of good stuff. It was absolutely perfect, but the arm position was a little bit of a concern. So when I placed the order for this bike, I asked the dealer if they could move the handlebars back a touch. Originally I was thinking about potentially getting different handlebars on it, and then the dealer recommended bar risers, solving the problem after the test ride. And yeah, I emailed them saying, can you just rotate them back a little bit? They've done that, and it has fixed my issue. So this bike is now ergonomically perfect for me on the move. I have a couple of little issues with the bike, not with the bike, but just in terms of, well, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a couple of things I've noticed about the bike that aren't absolutely perfect, for me at least. I'm going to be making a future video about them, but for now, let's just enjoy the ride home. But overall, since I've had the Bear, I'm super happy with it. Looks super cool. Let's go left actually. There's actually a little green lane down there in front of me, but I'm going to give that a miss. Absolutely glorious evening here in the UK. We've been really lucky so far in terms of the weather. It's been super dry. Had a little bit of rain yesterday, and that was a one-hit wonder, and now it's glorious sunshine again. So what a time to buy a new bike, eh? I've said that now, it's probably going to rain all summer, but yeah, super happy so far. This is the 4th ride I've done on the bike. 50 miles home from the dealership, ride on the bike the week I got it, another ride on the bike the week after, so I'm kind of averaging 50-mile trips now, and I'm very quickly approaching that first service. So I've got one more pleasure ride of 50 miles, and then it's a 50-mile trip back to the dealership to get this bike serviced. And that's the only thing when you buy a brand new bike. It's the only downside really, is you've got to keep an eye on the miles, and you don't want to go over, because if you do, you're going to invalidate your warranty. I'm not sure why this guy's looking at me and shaking his head. Maybe he doesn't want to be on camera. Anyway, yeah, that's the only issue when you buy a brand new bike. You just want to get on it and ride the hell out of it, but you've got to be a little bit cautious kind of how far you go, which is a bit of a shame. So with most dealers, you can pretty much add on £200 ish onto the purchase price of the bike, because within kind of 300 to 500 miles usually, you're gonna have to get the bike serviced again. I feel as though I've settled on the white screen now. You may have noticed in the collection video, half the video was the white screen, half it was the black screen. I stopped and had a little play with the settings, and I said in that, no, I didn't say in that initial video I preferred the black setting because I cut that bit out. But they were my thoughts at the time, but now I think I prefer the white. I'll probably change my mind again next week, but yeah, that's the nice thing about having options with the dial, and that's of course one benefit you do get with the TFT over the analog dashes. I did say in my review of this bike that I'd prefer it to have an analog dial as opposed to the TFT. I'm kind of used to this now. I've only had the bike a couple of weeks, but it's amazing how quickly you get used to something like that, and it's something that I really kind of thought would, be a downside and kind of put me off the bike a little bit. But yeah, if you're kind of discounting this bike just because of the TFT, honestly, don't. You're going to get used to it, and before too long, it's just going to be natural to you, and it's a really, really clear display. The only thing I would say about this TFT, and I'll just pull over and show you now. I'm going to do a whole separate video on the TFT anyway, but give you an early heads up about one little minor gripe I've got with it. So I'll just pop the indicator on. That indicator light right down the bottom left there, hopefully you can see that, my arm's not in the way, is really, really small, and it's quite difficult to miss. On the Himalayan it's a little bit higher up, it's a little bit bigger, but on the Bear, and I'm assuming it would be the same on the Gorilla as well, and any other Enfields with this TFT dash, because as far as I'm aware they're exactly the same. But it's really, really small, and those of you that have watched the channel for a while know I'm absolutely terrible at turning my indicator off, so that is a little gripe I've got with the bike. It could be in a slightly better place, slightly bigger. But yeah, just something to be mindful of if you are purchasing this bike. But obviously not going to be a deal breaker for you, but yeah, something I just thought I'd point out. Yeah, so this was the video basically that was never going to happen. I just wanted to kind of test the camera more than anything. I don't have anything in particular to talk about, so I'm going to wrap it up there. But as always, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. Take care, ride safe. Until the next time, goodbye.